Hello everybody, and welcome back to some more UFO 50. This time, specifically, some more Grimstone. Last we left off, we had been making our way through, well, we started our travel into probably what I would like to consider one of the longest walkbacks in the game. And I messed up there. Yeah, some of the enemies in this area are getting pretty tough, in all honesty. So we got a pretty major walkback to go through, and any little hit seems to be the difference between, you know, my capabilities of actually making it decently far into the zone, or basically having wasted, you know, a run into there and, you know, needing some time to maybe go back and grind and do some more, you know, attempts at getting through this area. But yeah, no, we ran into probably my favorite area in the game with the ghost town. We've gotten some of the, like, we've gotten through some of the major stuff, basically, and I'm very intrigued by what all there is left to do in the game and what all there is in that area, because, like, very clearly the game wants me to go that way, but, like, there hasn't explicitly been anything that's been pushing me that way, other than, you know, statements about the cave, you know, being there. And I mean, I'm pretty sure I have the stuff to go down the correct story path, I just haven't yet. Which is, you know, going and blowing up the pass open so that I can walk through there, basically, because, you know, that's something we need to do as well. Yeah, we just keep making... Bear has been really carrying us, I will say, like, recently, what with Gust as a move. Like, Gust as a move is just really capable. And you add into the fact of, like, you know, what the rest of my party, well, what Toast is doing to single targets now, it's like, yeah, if we don't know what to do, we Gust. If we do know what to do, if we don't know what to do, we Gust. And if we do know what to do, well, Gust is still a pretty good option amongst those choices. That is basically, you know, claiming some good kills with it. I mean, don't get me wrong, we are still obviously dealing much more damage with the other characters right now. Gust just has the powerful capability of make party deal lots of damage. Anyways, this is where we were, and that is right. I did want to see, if I remember correctly, the mint leaf is an SP heal for us, so I do need to, probably go and grab, whenever I'm running through this area again, make sure I forage some more. Let me just triple check and make sure. Yeah, it is. Awesome. Alrighty, now for the fun part. This time I only need to get to the end, so, like, I don't actually need to run through and have anything happen here, because if I remember correctly, like, we've done everything in here. This is just an annoyingly long run back with some actually decently strong enemies as well if we get hit with some of the Four Horsemen, you know, combats or whatnot. Boom. There we go. Now, I will admit, I am excited to possibly, in the future, start doing some of the, like, supercut type videos where I do challenge runs of this. I really want to see what some of these characters can do on their own. I'm gonna be honest, a Wolf/Rufus run solo sounds like absolute hell. but it's probably the first one I want to attempt, in all honesty. I just want to see what the dog can do, basically. Because I know the dog is strong. Also, we could use Doc to go mine there. Because I have learnt mining now. Yeah. Let's just go get this guy. But I really think me having put mine on Doc was, I'm not gonna lie, probably a misplay. I should have tried to put it on Bear, but I just didn't because I put it in the wrong spot, basically. But yeah, no. I think if I were to redo it, I would totally have put it on Bear and just totally, you know, gone with the, like, statement of, hey, you know, it's fine that we have to use all of this mana, basically, with Bear. We can recuperate it by just, you know, running Toast a bit better, I guess, in general. As I miss with Toast. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. We do what we do. And there we go. Yeah, no. Like, the team is strong. I'm not worried about the team in any way, shape, or form. I'm just annoyed about certain runbacks that we have to do. This one basically being the one that has been the worst, because we're still on that run back, I should mention. Only now have we finally approached the position where I'd say we're not on the run back. And we can't even save here because this place is a ghost town, as we're about to learn, and I would love a free heal real quick. Just because, you know, the ghost town gives you that. If you take the rest here, at least. It's okay. We turn around and we leave instantly. Alrighty, so this is the direction that I did want to continue heading in, because we haven't been this far, or too far this way, and this is where a lot of the enemies start to get very much bulky in the amount of stuff that they have on them. But, you know, some good crits from each of my members, and hopefully we don't take too much damage from here. I mean, you know, they still deal a lot of damage. And that's what I remember about this place, was the enemies deal a bunch of damage, and if I'm going to make it through here, I need to deal just as much damage back, if not more. And I also need to do it with, you know, enough speed that they aren't deleting me. And boom, boom. That should be... I mean, this should be kill this turn. Just knowing the enemy in and of itself. Yeah, and like roughly how much health it has left. Woo! Wolf is now level 22. Yippee. Okay. Like I said, this is where we kind of just keep spam using the healing and we go through with it. Okay, so... nothing here. There's a bird up there. We're about to get attacked. Oh, okay, this is not that bad of an enemy. I mean, we gust, obviously, just because, you know, each battle we should gust at least once. And now that I've said that, the game is going to prove me why that's incorrect. Because that probably might have been nearly enough to kill had I had done the crit. Oh my, oh yeah, that's right. I'm like, this is relatively, I believe, where we got to. I saw this, walked in, started handling enemies. I forget exactly where we got to, but then, yeah, this is where we died, basically, was once I tried to walk through this zone. Because this zone is not nice at all, in the way it is. We do need to get over to that chest. And I will say, if enemies are looking scary, I am going to run. Yeah, I'm like, these guys were what were really terrifying, if I remember correctly. And kaboom. Because they survived some pretty decent shots, basically. Yep, I'm like, hopefully that one there died. Yeah, but we're gonna take 2 pretty big hits from those guys. Okay, yeah. Nothing really to fear, it's just hope and pray we get through these guys. I forget exactly which enemy it was that straight up, like, nearly insta-killed me. Because I know there was one. I know it was absolutely terrifying. And I know that they were really freaking strong. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. You have more EXP right now than these two do. How did... Oh yeah, that's right, from the return journey that I did. Keeping, you know, my characters alive. That's right. I already went into that back corner, I believe. But yeah, no. Rufus was the one, or Wolf, technically, if we're going based off of namings. Wolf was the one that survived, actually, the last encounter we had here, and is the reason I was able to feather home and, you know, revive, if I remember correctly. Which is funny, because it did immediately put Rufus, or Wolf, as the now strongest, you know, party member. Anti-half yourself. If not, we antidote you in a second. Yeah, antidote you so that you don't die, and heal, there we go. Now, I do want to go try and mine that. Interesting. Symbols of Malice has been here. Oh, it was these dogs. It was the dogs. I remember the dogs now. The dogs were what were deadly alongside all of these guys. And boom. Or at least they were part of what was deadly. I feel like they were what was deadly here. Like, I swear I remember them. Yeah, they're really scary because they can also summon. Yeah, and that's not good, because... Yeah, I'm going to admit, I'm not looking forward to the Wolf only run. Because I feel like that is going to be me watching Wolf ram the dog's face against the wall for like 5 hours in any single combat in hopes and prayers that Wolf just survives, basically. And then if I die, obviously, you know, it's a walk all the way back down. Back to where we came from. And I still don't know what max level is in this game yet. I still don't know how close I am, or whether or not I need to be assuming that, like, I'm nearing the end of the game, basically. This is weird to me. That this outcropping exists. And yeah, rocks in front of you sparkle and shimmer. Mine, and it finds a diamond. That's pretty good. Iron ore. And gold. Alrighty. Well, there we go. I'm sure there will be a boss in here that I should really handle, or, you know, have saved some stuff for. There we go. I'm like, I need to make sure, you know, minimize enemy encounters. What the frick are these guys? I have not seen these guys. Please tell me they're not overly terrifying. Giant moth. I mean, fair assumption. Okay, They die to one big shot, you know. And they nearly die to a gust plus some stuff, so maybe not too bad. Boom. There we go. Yeah, they're not too bad. They're not too bad. Ointment. Basically a full heal. And this is the entire thing right here. This is what we came here for, apparently. This chest. Seeing as I don't see any other way through the cavern, basically. Bonk. And boom, boom. Boom, there you go. Ow. Ow. Ah. Please, please dodge. Please don't kill my characters. Please just let me dodge and live. Everything will be fine. Alrighty, toast. And kaboom. There we go. And Gus should delete. And what doesn't delete? Boom, boom. There we go. Doc gets it. Okay. Alrighty. What is this? The detonator. Okay, never mind. That is what we were here for. And I thought that was, I guess a bit further. I guess we got that, or I thought we got that a further back, basically. Not, you know, now, basically. And boop-de-doo. Alrighty. Now it's time for the fun return journey of getting it all the way home. Because, of course, this is like just half the battle, basically. You know, getting over here. Is, yes, can we get this stuff home now? What with how long that walk took. We will definitely be taking another stop in the ghost town, because the ghost town does, you know, give a good heal. And I would like some more heal, basically. Bonk. At least I didn't miss all of that. Ow. Ow. Yeah, this should be kill turn. Just as long as everything goes through properly. Like, I'm not too worried. Yeah, there we go. And kaboom, kaboom. Yeah, we had them. We just didn't innately smack them hard enough. Antidote 1, Antidote 2. We're fine health-wise. Beyond that, it's just go, basically. Hopefully nothing else appears. Of course you appear. Right as I say, hopefully nothing else appears. These guys were a bit scary, if I remember correctly. I don't know exactly whether or not they were, but I do kind of remember them being a bit scary, just because of the fact that they had so much health, and they just don't go down. Yeah, that's definitely the problem I remember, is they just don't seem to die. Kaboom! There we go. And kaboom, kaboom. Ow. And that's one dead, of course. We'll revive after this combat, because we have revives active with Doc. And boom, boom. There we go. Okay. We did survive. It was only slightly scary. Mint leaf. Is that enough for a revive? No, it is not. Is there a secondary mint leaf that we have? No, bear is just gone for a minute. If it's looking dire getting back to the town, I will feather. But I do want to try and save the feathers for times where they matter, basically. Can I get you... Yeah, I'm like, can I manipulate you to despawn, please? God. I swear, that's like a built spawn point. There we go. I'm trying to manipulate the enemy here to just despawn. We're not surviving this. I'm like, we're not gonna survive this. I say we run because, you know, I don't want to, those green teeth are insanely strong. They are the deadly enemies of here, I think. So, yeah, no. Triple green teeth, I think, is what basically caused the death of the last time we were here. So, no, we're not living through that one. Okay, this should be fine. I mean, I think I can handle these guys without bear, assuming we get some good attacks. Boom, and boom, boom. Of course I miss. Ow. Come on, here we go. 104 on that guy. 85 on that one. That should be death, and then this one should nearly kill that one if I could actually, you know, get the right shot. Look, the Horsemen of the Apocalypse are scary. But only in bigger numbers right now to us. Also, wait a minute. Okay, you can't go up there. I was like, can you seriously walk in between those two mountains? And of course, that was rough. You go bye-bye, and you go bye-bye. There we go. No, I had a thought there for a moment where I was like, wait a minute, can you just walk up right in between those two mountains and, you know, live, basically? Yeah, let's see here. Obviously, take the rest, we need it. That should be enough to revive you, and enough for you to heal yourself up. Can I save here again? Question mark. Yeah, you can't do it twice immediately. You have to walk out of town, then back into town. But I can walk out of town and back into town, and that'll give us the heal that we wanted, which is in turn enough to give us all the energy that we need to get all the way back to where we were. Got it. Gotta do some funny workarounds. Also, can I say, this music so far has been one of the best in Grimstone. Like, it is genuinely hauntingly beautiful. I adore that music right there. I don't know why I went... What the frick are you? What the frick are you? I have not seen you yet. Jump bean. What? What the frick? I have not seen this one. That is weird. Also, I need to reorganize. You... Okay, so that's a special enemy, I'm sure of it. Can I even walk through here? I can. That is nice. That you can at least walk through there. Alrighty, let's make the trip all the way back down now. I went the wrong way. All the way back to where we just came from. Back at Oster. and then all the way back to the other area, and then hopefully from there we can just make our way into the rest of the story. Oh yeah, I did want to say this is going to be a shorter episode of Grimstone. I know in the past I've done some pretty longer-winded episodes. Main reason we're doing it shorter is because I'm currently having to pre-record when the time I'm recording this, and off on a trip when you will be seeing this. So I'm basically pre-recording all of this stuff for you guys to still have your content, basically, and you guys get to have some Grimstone today because that's what I have decided, basically. So yeah, yippee wahoo. Hope you all have been enjoying a bit of the non-streamed content, because, you know, that's what I can do for you guys right now while I'm on these trips where I can't exactly stream, per se. And I mean, there is going to be a few more of these non-streamed episodes in the future, what with winter break coming up for college and all that. So, you know, get ready for more of this stuff where I am just sitting here rambling to the camera, rambling to the microphone, while we're, you know, running our way through cowboy hell, because my hope is I might be able to beat this game come around about, you know, come around about the end of Christmas break, if I'm not absolutely deranged in thinking that that is possible. Iron ore, yoink. I do need to go sell that stuff, but that does also tell me that, like, you're expected when you go mine to sell the stuff, basically. Like, that's what it's there for, is for sales. So, that does make me happy that I have been using it correctly, at least to my understanding of it. Boom, boom. There we go. And the rest of this is just spam smack. We should be able to, you know, demolish each of these guys with 1 or 2 hits from each of my characters. Okay. I'm like, okay, you don't need to put it onto a singular hit from one guy, please. Especially when I'm trying to yap about how I think we're fine, you know. This fight isn't even that scary anymore. I mean, 1 hit to each of these guys I think is enough to just delete. Unless they want to, you know, dodge. At which case, you know, youch. Alrighty, Wolf, get the kill. There you go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay. Wahoo. Should be almost at the end here. I will say, the fact that the enemy's AI in some of those, like, chasing stuff that they do is very, or during some of those chase things that they do is, really stupid, is actually, like, a really nice little touch that I think the game has, and I do like that enemies don't, like, perfectly predict where you go. Like, I like that an enemy can actually lose track of you if you're good enough at evading them. Just weird little sub-commentary that I wanted to add to it. And womp womp. Bonk bonk. Goodbye. We win. I am strong, I am capable. We go kaboom, and I kaboom them. They explode. I will also say, I am curious how much more stuff I can expect from the game in terms of, like, upgrades left. Just in general, like, I'm a bit wondering how many exact, like, what is the maximum level? What's the best weapon I can hope to get for these guys? You know, what's all this, that, and the other that I'm heading towards? And I'm like, you know, I'm not too overly worried about it, but at the same time, it's, like, definitely in my mind that I'm like, hey, you know, what's gonna be Toast's final weapon? Like, okay, in I'm attempting to perfectly guess, you know, how much of the game I have left. I would say that maximum level is level 50 or something like that, which should be enough to get Toast to, I want to say almost exactly 1,000, if not over 1,000, but you know what I mean. Point being, you know, that my thought process is once Toast's health bar reaches that 999 mark, I'm expecting that to be, you know, approaching the end of the game, because that's just how JRPGs tend to work and whatnot. But the additive to that is I'm like, okay, so if Toast is that high health barred and nobody else in the party has even remotely reached anywhere near that amount of health, like we're over double the health on Toast of everybody else. What am I expecting, like, in terms of everything else, you know? Like, clearly there is some other additive to this that is supposed to be applicable to, you know, like, when I can predict that these guys are going to be at their maximum health bar, and I missed. This is going to suck. I'm like, this is about to be death times a bit, I think. But it wasn't, which is the lucky part. Boom. And... oh my god, I missed. Well, that's exactly what I didn't want to have happen. It's okay. It would have been a kill regardless. Ow, ow. You can shoot there. You can shoot there. Just gust again. And kaboom. There we go. And kaboom. I probably didn't need to gust because, yeah, that's going to kill, and that means that 2 crits would have been fine, basically, as long as I was good enough and timed it, basically. What do we have? Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff. Why do I have these random things here? Oh yeah, because I picked them up. That's right, that's right, that's right. Do I care to point? Well, nah, because I have skill to do so. Yeah, I've got skill points to spare for healing. And, you know, that's plenty enough for what I needed there. Yippee. Alright, we're almost there. We're almost there. I mean, look, this episode has been very, very rapid in its movement. Oh yeah, the other thing, the thing that I normally do with these Grimstone episodes, we will not be doing pilot quests while I'm on these trips / breaks, you know, whatnot, because that's just not how... these episodes aren't going to be long enough, is basically the best way to put it. We're already like halfway through the episode, as I'm sure you've realized, just looking at this one, you know. My way of playing each of these is going to be basically that, you know, hopefully as I'm going through, you know, relatively quick enough with these hour-long videos to get enough done relatively at a decent pace and just kind of, you know, moving my way forward with the game, if that makes sense at all. And kaboom, that should be almost all of them gone. Kaboom, kaboom, and there we go, that should be all of them gone. We like when Doc is smart with the gun usage, like, really in all on- oh, I went the wrong way. Let's just use this to reset stuff. Really, like, one of the main reasons why I'm glad that Doc has pistol usage, despite it not being the best pistol usage, is because of the fact that he does get access to, decently strong multi-hits, actually. Like, Doc is a surprising, like, Doc is a good, well-rounder character, in my opinion. He doesn't specialize in anything, but he doesn't really have a weakness. His healing isn't the world's best. I mean, obviously, we can see that with how Bear is performing in comparison. Like, Bear is a better healer than Doc is. And that's just sadly a fact, you know. You'd think the doctor character would be better than the non-doctor character, but like, And then the antidote to that then goes to like, okay, well, like, Doc has decent pistols. He's nowhere near as good as, you know, Toast is in terms of damage, obviously, but like, decent pistols means that he's dealing decent damage. Kaboom, you're gone. Anyways, point being is when I do like some of these only one runs, like Doc is one that I'm a bit worried for because I don't know how strong he'll be until like the late game. Because I feel like he's got some strength, but like half of his stuff is useless in a solo party. So I'm like, I kind of have the worries that like, if I go for a solo Doc run, it's just gonna end like really quickly because he's just not that strong on his own. Like, is all I'm gonna say. He's just not really that capable. Boom. There we go. Oh, come on. I'm like, that should have been enough to kill. And kaboom. There we go. Alrighty. Let's get our save real quick here. And then finally, I can finally go and get us through the mountain pass that we needed the detonator for. Alrighty. Yes, I would like to save, and then I would like to go sell stuff out my butt with how much freaking stuff that I've got here. Alrighty, who's willing to buy? You're willing to buy. Got too much stuff on me. Alrighty, sell. I'm gonna be honest, I have not used a single lasso. I do not think they are useful. The bedrolls and the feather are very, very useful. I do not need one of these rattling guns. I have it. And in all honesty, there's part of me that's like, look, I don't even need the second rattling gun. Ruby, gold, iron ore. You can almost sell yourself out of that. Also, oh my god, we have so much money. Like, if it weren't for the fact that, like, all of this stuff now is a debuff, and we've got the best gear, like, yeah, we are undeniably, unbelievably strong now that I think about it. I'm like, I've got way too much gold right now. I'm not really worried about too many enemies unless they can basically three-shot me. If an enemy can three-shot me, then I'm worried about it. Like, Bear is capable of handling things really strong for this, you know, mid-game. Alrighty, and whoosha. Nope, I missed. Kerpow, that should be like half of them gone. And 1, 2, 1, 2. There you go, those two are gone. Alrighty, take it home. Take her home, Wolf. Get the nom. Thank you. Goodbye, Wolf. See you later. See you later. Alrighty. And then, I believe... Yep, I'm like, you can just walk right through that gap, right? Oh, hi, Mr. Bison. How are you doing today? How's the wife and kids? Is college treating them alright? You know, like, what are you up to? Ah, darn, you know. Would you look at the time? It's getting a little bit late. Could you, can we hurry this along, please, Mr. Bison? I don't want to be here too long. I swear, this fight is meant to be more intimidating than I think it is, or than it is, and it's just not really that terrifying. Like, the paralysis is the one thing that makes him really difficult, and then it just gets to a point where we're like, I'm not really worried. Yep, there we go. Alrighty, well, we got 23 on everybody except for Wolf. I am interested to see how, except for on, Bear. I am interested to see what the other animals we can yoink from are. I did see that bird, in the upper area of the mountain there, where we just were, and it had me curious if there was a way to get over to it, but, you know, I don't think there was, so we will see in the future. There might be. If not, then I will hopefully have enough of a memory to remember to go back into there, but in all honesty, I probably won't. Just knowing me, I mean, we all know how I am, and how bad my goldfish memory is. Alrighty, what do we got in this mountain pass right here? You attach the detonator to the dynamite and push the plunger, blowing the rocks to bits. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, blue snake. Blue snake. How terrifying are you? They still take a bunch of damage. So, I don't know if... Okay, so we can kill one before it even gets attacked. Or gets an attack. I'm curious as to how much more health one of these guys can have. Also, I did realize there is one item I did forget to grab. And that is a nice and wonderful antidote. We're probably going to lose you on the waltz back. We're poison wobbling the whole way home. And I believe you guys have a shot that matters for us. Oh my gosh. He just doesn't even care. He's tanking the poison. Do you guys have antidotes? Cool. I'm gonna buy like 3 of those, and we're gonna move on with our day. Antidote. There we go. Alrighty. Now we go get our free save that we get from being here, basically. I could have done the free save, actually, now that I think about it, because I think that clears the stuff. Yep, whoop-de-doo. Okay, and now we get to go through that wonderful mess of an area and hopefully not have any problems this time, because I don't want to have to return to this side anymore, and I would like to progress the game, please, and thank you. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. How many of these chests are going to be relatively easy to get? Not that one, that's for sure. Ooh, new stone golem. That's neat. How terrifyingly strong is said new stone golem? 130 is the damage basis, is pretty good. I mean, definitely defensive, that's for sure. That is very for sure. Yep, goodbye. Yay. Wahoo. Salt. Yum. We love salt. We love salt. Oh. Well, ain't that a bit worrisome right there. Dead men on the hill. Okay. Hopefully... I mean, look, I want to see what that spot is. Hopefully we can get over to it, because that does look really cool. I just am like... I'm expecting that to be some sort of mini-boss battle of some kind. And... 1, 2... Bop. There we go. I'm like, at least one goes down, you know? Okay, and kaboom. There we go. Goodbye. Goodbye, Hawk. You exploded. Sees you later. Okay, yeah, we definitely can. Also, I do need to be checking the backs of big cactuses still. That is a harpy if I've ever seen one. What the frick? Eagle. Yeah, the eagle just gets out of here. And kaboom? Sorry, the what? Lechuza. Ooh, ow. Okay, these guys suck. A lot. Okay, don't miss. Stop missing. Boom. There we go. Nice. Nice. Okay, there we go. We actually made it through that pretty well. I don't like that you're just sitting up there. You are obviously our boss. So... it's grave, you don't recognize the name. I mean, look, this just looks like an easy battle for us. Like, two pretty strong and good shots from each of our guys, and we're gonna be golden. And there you go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. There we go. Do you recognize any of the other names? Nope, no grave name recognition. What the heck is down here? Why would I willingly walk this way? Because this is the way forward. Never mind, I'm the idiot. I am the idiot, not anybody else but me. I am the idiot here. Boom, boom. Gust again. Hopefully get through all of these guys relatively quickly. Kaboom, kaboom. There we go. And 1, 2. Bruh, I missed. I missed, well, I didn't miss, but I just missed the crit, basically. Okay, and boom. There we go. I'm like, look, one of these hits is gonna get enough in that, like, yeah, no, we just win that, basically. Alrighty, high spot that we detonated. What else do you got down in the lower regions? Bonk, bonk. Had to think about that one for a moment. I was like, which stake do I attack first again? The blue one. You know, the one that can actually do some deadly stuff to me if it gets a good hold on me. Let's see here, and another gust. Okay, come on. Wolf, you're not supposed to be allowed to miss. Also, Toast, you're also supposed to not be allowed to miss. Everybody, you're not supposed to be allowed to miss. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. This should be the death. Thank you. And then this should be a return to perfection. There we go. Okay. Now I get to go head down and terrorize whatever is going on over here. 2 chests. Must be my lucky day. 1,800 of those. More bedrolls, which are kind of meh. I mean, they have their use if I could remember to go the correct way when I'm walking through an enemy-infested zone so that I don't have to fight enemies as much. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, wait a minute, I recognize that here. Ooh, okay, these guys all... There's 4 of them. That is a bit scary. Kaboom. Shouldn't be too over the top, though, if I could get more than 1 damage. Ow. Yeah, I'm now realizing this can go really south if I'm not careful. Yeah, the ability for them all to paralyze me is a bit scary now that I've realized it. You know, the fact that they can paralyze everybody in the party is a bit much, in my opinion. What? Oh, that just was the continuation of turn. I was like, what happened there? Yeah, you do that. I want you to keep gusting. There we go, and kaboom. And kaboom. Ow. Alrighty, this should be death turn, what with both of our mega hitters pointed directly at one enemy. You know. Kinda what happens when that does that. Dragoon. Interesting. Minus 16, so the pistol is still better. Dino, you get the Dragoon. I am interested to see how the Dragoon does. Now I'm like, okay, I kind of want to see it in a combat now. Like, you've got me on the edge of my seat. What am I prepping for here? Type thing. How much damage does Dragoon deal? I mean, or how good is the Dragoon in terms of combat capabilities? Alrighty, well, here we go. We now get to see it firsthand ourselves. Kaboom, goodbye to you. And goodbye to you, I believe. Now you're gonna pop away like half the enemies. Or deal damage to all of them. Dragoon's a triple shot! Okay, that's cool. That's good, that's good. That's really good. Yeah, that is really strong, especially if I can get good at the timing for the Dragoon's triple shot. Now that I know that it's a triple shot, that's awesome. I do definitely approve of the triple shot. Go Burr. Alrighty, let's watch this. 1, 2, 3. Hell yeah. Getting there, getting there, getting there. It also deals a lot more damage, too. Like, it isn't just a tiny... It isn't the same as the others. It is quite literally boom, boom, boom. You know, I thought we were trying to get to the other side of this mountain pass. Coffee has been added to the inventory. Oh! Wait, what? Oh. Okay. So there's a second route that goes through here, I think. Whoa, okay, okay, that's cool, that's cool. Did I miss it? Did I just not see it? Was I blind? I feel like I was blind. Because I feel like I shouldn't have missed that, actually. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold up, what the frick just happened here? Where is that second half? Where is that boss fight that I'm missing right now, currently? Because I do want to get said boss fight, if at all possible. Whoop-de-doops, whoop, whoop. Let's see. Ah, it's over here. Okay. That's all it is to it. I mean, you can technically escape without doing the boss fight, which is neat to know. Not something I'm going to do, you know. I really should, well, I mean, if they're going to do that and die in one hit, basically. Boop. Nope. Boom, boom, boom. God, the fact that that hits 3 enemies now is so good. Alrighty. Anyways, boom, boom. Guess just in case I need it. Bonk. And then Nope, not there. Doc is the only one that actually has the ability to see right now, which is funny. Oh my gosh, triple crits. There we go. And this should hopefully go by quickly. Yep, just that last one for us. Whoop-de-doop. Alrighty, boss. What you got here? Am I all prepped and ready? I would love... I mean, I can coffee you so that you're up at full there. Everything else looks to be fine, other than I'd like to heal each of you guys to your full health, which I could have done before I coffeed. Squawk! Alrighty. Oh my Jesus Christ. Okay, skill, shield, howl, you. There we go. Thunderbird hits for 67. Nice. Protect, howl, shield. So yeah, you're all prepped now. Shield you, howl you. Yikes. Freaking, that's a lot of damage. 213 is a lot of damage as well, though. Boom. Let's go. Shield self. We will just, do I want to... Oh yeah, regen's a full team heal, which is something I do need to remember. Do I flap to improve evasion on you? Yeah, sure. Bonk. And bonk. Yep. Evade up, shield go up, boom. Boom. We can Gus. 52, nothing too scary so far. I think it's actually better for me to just use the gun with Bear. Yeah, and I wanted to heal anyways, so the fact that we just got all hit, you know, perfectly fine. God, that was bad. That was bad. I just mistimed horribly. Do-do-do. Ow. And one, boom. Boom, boom. And boom, boom, boom. Gotta get those. The Thunderbird suddenly flies away, leaving a single large scale. We beat the Thunderbird. The scale. I have no idea what that's for. I just wanted to go fight the boss that I could detect was a boss. I saw that there was a boss and I was like, yep, okay, we're beating the boss. Alrighty. Whoop-de-doo. Let's make our trip back to Oster because it is about that time in the episode, and I will have to just walk it back next time. Do-do-do. There we go. Alrighty. Hopefully this doesn't take too long, but I mean, you know, if it does, I mean, we gotta see it. We gotta see what all is going on. No, you smack the bad guy, you smack that guy, you can do this. Oh my gosh, I just realized that does mean that the pistol can now, I believe, hit 3 enemies, and kill 3 enemies in one attack, without being too widespread, kind of like the shotguns were. I should probably have done a different thing there. I mean, it should be at least the front guy down. Assuming that I actually hit the shots. God. Yeah, this should be kill turn for us. Especially if, you know, Wolf is gonna just do that. I mean, look. Basically, Wolf is constant damage. We have known this. That's how Wolf is. Wolf does nothing but deal damage. Interesting. Okay, alrighty. There we go. I did just realize... Okay, you are level 3. I was like, is Bear falling behind somehow magically? Because that would be a bit of a shocker for me. And I don't want Bear to be falling behind. No, you shoot that guy, you shoot that guy, you can gust so that these guys all go away. Dog is going to delete that one. I'm going to miss that one and therefore not delete him. Ow. 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 Boop. Boop. Gust again. Prep for another big boop. There we go. And finally, boom. That was terrible. Toast, that was absolutely terrible. Doc, Dino, that was absolutely terrible. You suck at hitting these guys. Boom. There we go. That one's finally down. Hopefully that one goes down. Oh my god. I suck at getting the rhythm for the triple. I'm so used to the doubles rhythm that I'm like, okay, this is what I gotta do. This is how it works. And now it's just like, alright, throw that out the window. You got a new gun in town that does weird stuff. And weird stuff is cool. Okay? It's cool. Just let me go back to town, please. Let me go back to town. Alrighty. With that, everybody, thank you all so much for watching. This has been another episode of UFO 50 Grimstone. I hope you all have enjoyed. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.